Listen, it does not need to be a new year, a new you. It just needs to be a new year, a healthier you. Because sure, okay, they trying to take us down at every front. So get some TLC products and up that metabolism and up that energy and up that immune system, okay, that digestive system. Get that all together with these TLC products right here. And don't forget, okay, sign up for ifyoucanmove.com and become a part of the online gym and shed the pounds, honey. We're starting a new challenge on January 3rd, and I would love to see y'all there. Get the links down below. Hey everybody, what's up? It's your girl Bondi Blue, and I am back for another All-American review, y'all. This is a 2-for-1 since I missed the one from last week since I wasn't feeling well. So now we're doing both episodes from last week and this week. Alright, so let's just go ahead and get into it, shall we? So Coach Montez is being tough during practice, and Asher is on the sidelines just watching, looking pitiful. Vanessa walks up to talk to her mom, and JJ noticed that she was looking in he and Asher's direction. JJ thinks that she was looking at him, but we all know that Vanessa and Asher have a history from the summer, so she was probably looking at him. Not you, JJ. Don't play yourself. But it looks like you will. So Billy brings in a friend and former NFL player to help him with the team, okay? He says that he needs to gain their trust, and it's a lot going on right now. Chris isn't throwing to Spencer during practice. Darnell is sitting on the bench looking lonely and shit. You know, it's a lot right now going on at Crenshaw. Billy asked him, does he want to be there? Like, do you want to be on the team now that you're not running the ball right now? And Billy is trying to like be understanding, but at the same time be stern. So he says he understands his frustration. He gets it. You know, it's not like he never played ball before. But Darnell says to him, I can't figure out whether it's your team or Spencer's team. And that was some shade. That was some real shade right there. You know whose team this is, boy. Because if it was Spencer's team, then your ass would be starting. Okay? Like, why I gotta be so disrespectful because you're not starting right now? It's okay. Just give it a chance. Give it a chance. Okay? Just calm down. The scouts from UCLA are coming to the first game that they're having, and he's worried that they will pull his scholarship if they don't see him playing. Billy says that he told the scouts not to come, and Darnell says that Corey would have never done that. He would have never made a decision that went against my future. And it was just like, well, yeah, Corey's not here. Corey also made bad decisions, Darnell. Okay, he had 2 sons that he didn't have nothing to do with for a number of years over some foolishness with his mama. What? Hello? Not good decisions. Not good decisions. Layla and Simone talk about how Jordan and Spencer really must like miss each other. They're just still not talking. Like they fought, they talked, but they're still not cool, okay? So obviously they need to get together. Yeah. Why don't you and I combine? So like they hash a little plan to do a double date situation, and boom, surprise, when the guys get there, they realize it's their brother from another mother that they're beefing with right now. But they can work on it. You know what I'm saying? That's what we're shooting for. The new girl, Vanessa, comes over to see if Layla wants to hang out later, and she blows her off. And we all know, Simone doesn't know, but we all know that it's because she now knows about what happened between Asher and Vanessa over the summer, and she is BFFs with Olivia, okay? So at the end of the day, she can't be cool with you like that because she's Olivia's best friend, and that's just what it is. Sorry, boo. So Coop sees one of the gangsters, you know, one of the neighborhood gangsters, sees him leaving from talking to Tyrone's sister. And Coop stops him and says, hey, man, what you was doing talking to Tyrone's sister? And Dre was like, listen, man, I ain't got time for this. I gotta go, okay? Let's stay out of it, Coop. Stay out of it. Coop is always looking for something to get into some shit about. Like, oh my God. Can you just do your music and finish school, for God's sakes? Do you always have to be involved in a plotation, Coop? Always a plotation. So Spencer goes to order some chips down at the restaurant and finds out that there is a whole sandwich named after him. Okay, the neighborhood thinks that he's a hero. Okay, he coming saving the day, saving Crenshaw. Got a sandwich named after him. It's a bit much. It's uncomfortable for sure. Spencer tries to talk to Darnell, and then Chris comes in and says that the coach called for a practice, but only for the starting offense. So Darnell has to sit his ass down, looking sad yet again. So Billy talks to Manny, that's his old, football player partner that's there to help, okay? And Manny tells him that he needs to focus on the team, okay? Because he finds him looking at video of Beverly. And it's like, yeah, I get it. Your son's on that team. You still feel, an emotional attachment to that team. But right now, Crenshaw needs your undivided attention. So we might want to focus on the task at hand, good sir. Coop goes to Spencer and tells him that she saw Tyrone's sister talking to a rival gang member. That was Dre. And now she's worried and thinks that something is going on. And Spencer is like, well, maybe she's just trying to clean up the neighborhood like she said she was, Coop. Like, it's not always something bad. And for God's sakes, can you please let it not be something bad, bitch? Like, I don't need my nerves to be bad again, Coop. Can you please just go chill the hell out? And Coop is tired of hearing that from people. And I just kind of feel like we're tired of seeing you always getting yourself into shenanigans, okay? Always getting yourself into a Saturday afternoon special, and we tired, okay? So Olivia doesn't want to talk to Asher about the whole situation over the summer. She's doing a lot of avoiding and she's back drinking. So she begs Jordan to take she and Asher along on this double date that he was supposed to be going on with Layla and Spencer. Now, he didn't know that Layla and Spencer was supposed to be there. He just thought he was going out on a date with Simone. But when he gets there with them and sees that Spencer is there with Layla, he doesn't even go in. He really doesn't want to deal with Spencer at all. And I just kind of feel like, oh my God, son, like you are so butthurt. Get over it. Like everything isn't about you and what you need to happen. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what's the problem? He's still your friend. He's still around. You know what I'm saying? Oh my God. AJ and Vanessa show up and things get even more uncomfortable. Vanessa tells Asher to stop being passive aggressive towards JJ. It's obvious throughout the night that he's feeling some type of way about Vanessa and JJ being on a date together because he obviously has feelings for her from whatever happened this summer. Vanessa says she doesn't need Asher sabotaging her relationships. She just got to this damn school. And I know she felt the coldness coming off of Layla's ass that morning. So she already know what's going on. Olivia and Layla are watching and she asks why she hasn't told Asher that she knows about it. And it's because she doesn't want to have to talk about whatever the hell happened between she and Spencer. I already know. Spencer comes over and he already knows that something is amiss by everybody's body language. And then Layla explains that Asher and Vanessa had a little thing over the summer and Olivia knows about it and she's keeping it from Asher. That's basically the lowdown on what's going on. Oh, and now the girl is on a date with JJ to make things even more complicated. Coop asked Dre what the hell is going on in the hood. And Dre says that they caught the guy who shot Spencer. He turned himself in. So Coop goes to see Laura and she says that it's true. He confessed. And Nicole, which is Tyrone's sister, has something to do with that. So maybe she is just cleaning up the neighborhood, doing what's right. Maybe. Okay? Doesn't have to be, something nefarious. Cool. Jeez Louise. So Manny talks to Darnell and tells him that he needs to be ready when his turn comes. He understands exactly what it feels like to be sitting on the sidelines. He had the same situation happen to him after he got hurt. He still got his ring though. And when it was time for him to play, he was on the sidelines paying attention, knowing the plays and getting his body ready so he was able to fall in line when he needed to be pulled in. And Darnell needs to keep that in mind instead of worrying about the moment and you not being, the lead of the team for the moments, because it may not always be that way. Basically players get hurt all the time. All the time. Okay? Olivia and Spencer talk, okay? And he asked about Asher and the new girl, and she says that they hooked up the same time Spencer and Layla did, right after she left. He says that he just wants her to be happy. whatever that means for her. And she asks if he's happy with Layla. And you can tell that he's not really happy with Layla, but he's going to act like he's happy with Layla. And then Layla sees them talking, and you can see there's a little twinge there. Obviously, she's peeped it. When she brings him home, he tells her that his arm keeps going out on him because she was asking what the hell is going on. And I feel like he told her that in order to not have to really talk about whatever is going on with Olivia, because I don't think he's admitted it to himself yet that he is in love with Olivia, okay? But everything is on his shoulders, and it's mad stressful, all right? But she assures him that they will figure things out together. I was like, Layla is like the adult, like for real, when you think about it. She's got a music production company. She's, you know, going back and forth on tours and shit. Now she's telling him we're going to figure this out together. Layla's an adult. I mean, most of the people on this cast are adults that they just put in a school because otherwise, why would they hang together? Okay? Coop goes to Spencer with this conspiracy theory about Mo getting the guy who shot Spencer to confess. And he tells her that he does not have time for this. He's getting increasingly more agitated with Coop and her need to find something amiss, okay? Asher tells Olivia about Vanessa, and he says that he didn't sleep with her, but they definitely formed a connection. Olivia assures Asher that she just wants to leave the past in the past. And they hug it out, and it seems to be in the past. But something tells me this is not over. So Spencer is killing it in the game. But Chris, not so much, which I thought was hilarious because it's like maybe if you were actually practicing in practice and throwing him the ball, you wouldn't be sucking right now. But whatever. During the second half, Billy puts Darnell in and they almost win, but they don't have a good kicker, so they didn't get the extra points. So they lost the game. Lost by 1 point. Painful. Beverly, on the other hand, won their game, but their sportsmanship was sloppy. They were playing sloppy. And Jordan realized that he needed to nut up, basically. Okay, you're a leader, be a leader. Take responsibility, okay? Get your team together. Asher talks to Vanessa and he tells her that Olivia didn't seem bothered when he told her about them, you know, forming a connection this summer. And she says that maybe Olivia is hiding something. And that's when we see Olivia drinking from her little, you know, her little jug again. And I'm just like, somebody needs to be paying attention to these damn kids. And then at the end of the episode, we see some people from the Army, Navy, whatever the hell. Okay, I think it's military. I think it was the military. But you know that Darnell's mom is in the military. So we saw some military men show up and they basically said that his mom was injured very badly. And so now this is definitely going to change the trajectory of his spot on the team and even in Crenshaw for that matter. But I was nervous because I was like, is she dead? It's crazy, but I also feel like in a way it's not like this isn't what his life has kind of been preparing him for in a way. You know what I'm saying? She hasn't been there the whole time. She may love him and all of that, but her life has been away for most of his life. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, y'all. Let's move on to the next episode. So, Spencer gets a therapist. Thank God. Okay, a black male therapist. Another, thank God. Simone is ditching Jordan. Okay, they were supposed to meet up for a date and she didn't show up. So what's going on here? We thought y'all had worked it all out. Coop and Patience got a new song together that goes viral. And Spencer tells Coop he appreciates the shout out that she gave him during the song. Coop finds out that she needs to make up her classes so that she doesn't have to repeat her junior year since she missed so many days last year. She isn't really worried about it. Spencer is like, listen, I'm not about to let you not graduate, not on my watch. And I'm like, it is not your responsibility to make sure that this girl does what she's supposed to do. Where are her damn parents? Okay? Coop is only focused on the music right now. She feels like I don't need a high school diploma to be Kendrick Lamar. And I just kind of feel like, who's sure you're going to be Kendrick Lamar, bitch? Who's sure of that? And in all honesty, I feel like most musicians should go to business school and learn some entertainment law if they can, if that is, at their disposal, so that they can stop getting fucked in these contracts, okay? Because it happens all the time. Yes, it does. So Billy's dad, okay, Pop shows up unannounced with Jordan, and he tells Lauren that, he hears she's doing good work for the black folks. Not good enough to get invited to the cookout, though, which makes everybody uncomfortable. Jordan wants him to come to dinner one night this week, and even though nobody wants that, we're gonna go along with it. Apparently, Pop wants to get to know Olivia now, after all this time of only spending time with Jordan. Okay. And she says, why don't we spend time together by having a cookout and inviting my mom? You know what I'm saying? Like, the fuck? I don't know why you think I'm gonna let you, play with my mom like that. I don't know why you think that. Like, that's insane. So Spencer goes to the therapist to help him with this numbness, right? Because obviously it's a mental thing. And the therapist basically says he needs to retrace his steps, okay? Like what actually caused the injury. Sometimes when we're skipping over situations that cause the injury, we are not fully healing the psychology of the injury, okay? So basically, the shooting, okay? He got shot. There's some trauma from that. He needs to explore that. He needs to actually think about the shooting step by step and figure out what is actually causing him to not be able to fully heal. We find out that Darnell's mom had to have surgery, and she got out of surgery, but it's going to be like a long recovery process. Dylan isn't dealing with Darnell leaving very well. And Darnell is kind of acting funny about it. Kind of like he has to detach from everybody. That whole military kid thing is showing up, okay? Jordan and Asher seem to be distracted in practice, okay? Now, last week, y'all won the game, but y'all played sloppy. This week, y'all are not even paying attention to what you did wrong in the last game. I don't know what the hell is going on with Asher. And Jordan is so worried about Simone that he's not paying attention. So, yeah. They need to get their lives together. I really do feel like Jordan is way too into Simone right now. He needs to bad back, okay? I understand you love her. I understand you guys have a deep connection and all of this shit. But at the end of the day, dude, you're in high school and you have priorities to worry about, just like she has priorities to worry about, because you may not be in each other's lives in another 5 years. That's just the reality of the situation. It's great if you are, but if you're not, then you need to not make decisions to each other's detriment for one another. Like, you don't need to blow all football that is your future for Simone that may or may not be in your future. I mean, that's just what it is. Coop and Patience talk about the need to balance school and music and how she's going to make sure that Coop does that. Layla comes in, and it's obvious that it is not as easy as she thought it would be to get Patience out of this contract with her dad, okay? She is trying, but it doesn't seem like it's going to be as easy as she thought. So Coop and Patience have this new song that went viral, and they want to shoot a video for it. The contract situation is a part of that. But Layla says that she can definitely help Coop and Patience put together a video for the song, all right? Storyboard, produce, whatever she needs to do to help them. Fine. Spencer and Olivia talk at the little, lunch spot where everybody goes to get food and stuff. And it's a lot of energy between the two of them, like a lot of energy. And he says that he misses his friend. And she says she misses her friend as well. So she asks how he's doing. And he says that he's been talking to a therapist trying to deal with the shooting. And she, of course, feels responsible because he moved her out of the way when the bullet was coming towards the two of them. He jumps in front of the bullet for her. He saved her. And she felt somewhat responsible. And he tells her not to feel responsible because he would do it again. And I was just like, wait a minute. Like something about that did something to me. Was it just me? Okay, let me go ahead and move on. So Simone and Jordan take a ride, right? Simone has been going missing a lot lately. She has actually been going to see her son. She goes to the house that, you know, he lives in with his new family, and she sits outside. And that's why she didn't make her date with Jordan. She's now questioning her decision to give him up, and she wants him back. She has 3 days legally to change her mind, and she's thinking about going scoop that baby up. I mean, she doesn't know who these people are, if they're going to treat the baby well. She doesn't know. So right now, she has her mind set on getting her baby back. So Billy's pop comes to see him at the school and says that he can't believe he abandoned his own son at Beverly to chase Spencer James to Crenshaw. And, you know, it's kind of like, bro, you have no idea what you're talking about, okay? Like, he had to leave anyway because of everything that had happened at Beverly. It was in everybody's best interest. And in all honesty, Beverly has all the money. Why can't Crenshaw get the good player and the good coach? Why can't they have something to save their neighborhood, the neighborhood that you come from, when Beverly already has all the rich white people behind Beverly? Beverly gonna be all right. You know what I'm saying, you guys? Like, they got this fire-ass coach. They all right. Crenshaw is the ones that needed the help. But anyway, he says that Jordan needs looking after because he's too busy running behind that fast tail girl. I'm like, oh yeah, that's what we need. Grandpa to call the girl fast tail like he know her. Billy tells him that he knows what's at stake, okay? Jordan is not gonna punk out like his dad did when his mom got sick, sending her to a home as soon as she got sick. And his pop tells him, don't you speak on something that you know absolutely nothing about. And Billy tells him, well, you do the same, okay? Telling me about my son. So Layla goes to see about these contracts, okay? Goes down to the record label. And Christian, this guy who I believe in the future will be a love interest for Layla, it's just how it feels. He just had a little bit too much sass with her. He was an intern, and she is there to see about Patient's contract. And he basically tells her that your dad is not going to let her out of the contract. And anything that she writes, he has the right to take and use however he wants to. She signed an NDA. So the situation legally is sold up. So now Layla has to figure out another way to fix the issue. But for now, the wind has been taken out of her sails. So Spencer sits down and talks to his therapist, and he's talking about the situation with Liv, and the therapist tells him it's obvious that he's in love with Olivia. And he's like, no, man, nah, that's just my friend. That's just my friend, girl. What? Nah. And he's like, okay, we'll revisit that later. Okay, like, I ain't about to argue with you about that. So the doctor tells him that he needs to write down what happened the night of the shooting. So because Simone is constantly going to sit outside of her baby's people's house, okay, Jordan goes over there to see if she's there. And the dad is taking the trash outside. And he's like, do I know you? And he's like, no, you don't know me. But I'm Simone's, you know, your baby's mother, the biological mom. I'm her boyfriend. And the guy is like, get off my property, get off my block. And it's just like, okay, I'm going. So Jordan leaves. He ain't got time for this. He ain't want no problems. He was really over there just checking on Simone. He wasn't trying to talk to dude, but dude was all in his face and shit like somebody can't pull over to the side of the road. Spencer goes to talk to Darnell, and when he walks up on him, he's talking to Cam. It seems as if Darnell and Cam have a really close relationship as well. Spencer asks if they did something wrong, why he acting funny with the family, like, we not gonna miss you when you leave. And he explains how being a military kid, he traveled so much, he learned to not attach himself to people. And he allowed himself to do that this time, and to find out that he has to leave them is just very hard for him. But Spencer tells him that family and home is wherever you make it. So if this is your home, we're going to always be here. When you get back, we're going to be here. Home will be here, okay? And I'm glad that Spencer told him that, because that's the truth of the matter. Home is where you make it. It's not a house. It's not, a place. It is where you make it. Honestly, I feel like it's people, and it's wherever you are. Home is wherever you are. You make home, okay? And that's just what it is. So Layla tells Coop and Patience that she couldn't talk her dad into letting Patience go. And she's feeling like, you know, maybe this business isn't for her. But Coop says, no, if you want to handle business the way you want to handle business, which is with integrity and treating people right, then you need to push back. And don't let them make you feel like you can't do this. You already out here shining and you ain't even graduated from high school yet. Just imagine what you gonna do in your life, girl. You better do it. So Jordan and Simone talk, and she's decided that, like I said, she was gonna take that baby back. And so when he gets to dinner with his parents and his grandpa, he says that he's gonna miss the team pictures because he has to go somewhere with Simone, and it's so important. And even his parents are like, yeah, maybe you're doing a little bit too much. We don't want to tell you what to do, but we just want you to remember that you have priorities that need to be taken care of as well. This is your senior year. You don't want to miss out on these things. Then Spencer and the rest of the family throw Darnell a surprise party at the house. They even invite Cam to show him that they love him and that they will miss him. And they'll be there when he gets back, which meant a lot to him. And it obviously made him feel better about the whole situation. When Billy got there, Billy talked to Darnell for a minute, of course, told him whatever he needed to let him know. But he was like, I got a surprise for you outside. So Spencer goes outside and Jordan is sitting on the damn stoop. And Spencer is like, listen, we family, bruh. So like, we got into it. It's cool. It's over now. We can let it go. All right. And that's when Jordan confides in him about the situation with Simone. And basically Spencer says, you need to let Simone make her own decisions. You need to trust that her parents have raised her and that you have picked a good enough woman, a good enough girl, whatever, that she can make her own decisions even without you being there to hold her hand. They both got that superhero complex where they always trying to save somebody that needs to save themselves, okay? So Spencer sits down finally at the end of the episode and writes his story about what happened the night he got shot. And we see Layla found a loophole to get Patience out of her contract. Apparently she was underage, okay? And then Asher is helping the team now, realizing that he can be helping the players who need a little bit more help in their game. And Coach Montez tells him that she knew he would get it eventually, that he could be of use to this team in more ways than one. And, you know, they go and talk about him getting back on the field. Simone goes to see the parents, right? And the dad comes out first and he's trying to be protective of his wife and the new baby. But the wife comes outside like, oh my God, the baby laughed for the first time. I swear he just laughed. And she sees Simone. And Simone sees the baby is good and happy and comfortable and everything. And she's like, I'm going to go. I'm sorry that I scared you guys. And the mom stops her and says, you know, there's no rule that says the baby can't have two moms. You know what I'm saying? So she asks her if she wants to hold the baby, and Simone says yes. And they invite her inside, and she's like, the baby's lucky. The baby has two moms. And I'm like, that is such a beautiful thing. That is such a beautiful thing, because sometimes people are ill-equipped. Sometimes they don't have everything that they need in order to raise a child. And there's somebody out there who does. But that does not mean that that child should have less people in its life, especially if its mother still loves, it still loves him. So yeah, y'all, it was beautiful at the end, y'all. It really was. I love All American. It's so good. I thought it was going to be a lot doing these 2 episodes together, but it was kind of fun. Anyway, I hope y'all enjoyed the review. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you have not already. I'm really trying to make 100,000 this year. I'm pushing hella hard for that. So y'all, please tell your people about me. Share my videos. Subscribe. And I will see y'all in the next one.